NFT is used to buy tweets and digital assets that literally do not carry any societal or development value, nothing but 50 minutes of fame. I'm terrified of where that is going.
In business, what does the role of chief futurologist entail?
If I can summarize it in one sentence, is to help the business identify futures that could happen and help the business build future that should happen. That's it. The day-to-day activity can be vary between the different businesses that you actually encounter. In the industrial arena, futurologist is an extremely lonely position because you are there to poke the bear of the status quo over and over and over again. And trust me, this bear does not like to be poked. In more open environment, it's more games and theory, more lab oriented. I think I like the idea of a futurologist is a story maker while a marketeer is a storyteller. So it's about making stories that other people can speak about. It has nothing to do with glory or anything else, just with a passion how things should evolve to come.
How are NFTs shaping the world of e-commerce?
I hear the word NFT and I want to bang my head against the wall. I'm sorry, it's the Kardashians and it's TikTok and it's NFTs, and not all technologies are there to nudge us to a good direction. Technologies that are being misused can definitely nudge society into an obsolete state of mind. There is a lot of discussions. AI can destroy us, AI can build us, and why we are so much focusing at AI, we are missing the misuse that NFT introduced to our monetary system and into our social interactions. But I think most of all, as we talk about philosophy, to the meaning of value. And if as a society we are going to lose the meaning of value, we lost the meaning of existence in the end of the day. I think the technology behind NFT is brilliant if it will be introduced, to filter bad content as incentives to grow up GDP, as a new value systems that is not attached to a current monetary system. But when NFT is used to buy tweets and digital assets that literally do not carry any societal or development value, nothing but 50 minutes of fame, I'm terrified of where that is going to lead. So if we can bring some adult thinking minds into this arena and use the technology to rethink the fundamental, meaning of values, NFTs can really shine a huge light on us. But if not, if a picture of an egg got more views on Instagram than anything else, what can I tell you?
What do you predict the world of work will look like?
Funny enough, in 2019, we started to film a documentary that we started to experiment with filming a new type of documentary on the future of work. Just when COVID hit, and everything we predicted, every single thing we predicted, came true. I have a lot of people asking, what do you think the future of work is going to look like? It's not a standalone question. It's not a silo, because the future of work is very, very much, connected. There is a red thread to what's the future of education is going to look like. What's the future of urban development is going to look like. What's the manufacturing is going to look like. Much bigger questions to actually understand the impact. I can come and tell you in the future, people will still travel to work. Great, people will visit. But if technology is going to enable us to manifest ourselves in two places at the same time, digital and physical manifestations. And if the speed and capacity of our infrastructure is going to remove any barrier of full immersive experiences, if digital twins are going to start to cater to a lot of our mundane tasks, do I really need to travel to work, or my digital twin should travel to work? And if that is the case, should I live in cities or shouldn't live in a city? And you can already see a huge movement after COVID-19. I'm really surprised that it's happening by millennials. I never expected that it's going to happen by millennials, but they're abandoning cities right now because they understand the importance and the usability of digital corridors. So the future of work is not a standalone thing. And what the big things that hinder a true utilizations of what the future of work can be is policy. Because everything in life has three, it's this interesting triangle of policy, society, and technology. Society is there, trust me, the mindset is there. Technologies are getting there. But policies things are anchored into the Roman Empire of, they build the road based on the distance between two horses' asses, and we try to build all of our policies over there. That fundamentally need to change. There's a huge gap in knowledge within policymaking that basically prevents a successful shift from the current working reality into a desirable working reality where the balance is going to be much more flexible and productivity and efficiency are going to hit a completely new level. I truly am a huge believer in that the future of work will help cities to rethink the narrative of GDP, one that is not anchored in geographical boundaries, geographical locations, and it will enable a set of digital GDP structures that only technology can enable us to execute on today. I'm a huge believer that more and more people will work remotely. I believe that digital nomads can add themselves virtually into a physical structure in order to push prosperity. Most of the technology is already there. The mindset is already there. I would like to see more policies that are making this shift. So there is a huge potential for new type of working environment for us. We just need to help the policymakers to go over the technology innovation transfer in order to make it happen.
What advice do you have for businesses that are lacking innovation and creativity?
Number one, don't try to create an innovation department, because innovation is not a department, and it's not something you manage. It's a natural process that is organically created by the other processes' openness to accept this process. It's a culture. That would be the first thing. The second thing is that you need to, I constantly go back to Rocky Marciano. When he came into the world boxing stage, everyone laughed at him. Number one, he's white. White man has no business of going in boxing. Second, he was very small. He was short. He had the shortest arm span of all, boxer at the time. I think 50 wins, 49 of them in knockouts, or 49 wins, 40 in knockouts. He beat the hell out of Joe Louis. And when they ask him, how did you do it? He says, well, when I came into the ring, I didn't come to box using Joe Louis, a set of rules. I brought my own set of rules, and I forced everyone else to use my rules on my arena. Businesses need to stop thinking about their limitations, and start using their limitations to define a new business arena for themselves. They should stop they should lose their interest in competitions, because when you do that, you always end up first. You should stop copying. You should really start rethinking. It's not about everyone saying disruptive innovation. Forget, everyone is already being disrupted. If COVID and the war proved, we are disrupted. And it's not about adjusting anymore. It's literally about rethinking. Don't put a chief digital officer in 2020. Everything is digital. Doesn't put a chief data officer. That makes much more sense. And give him the responsibility, or her the responsibility, of managing and creating profit center based on data, not based on technology, because technology without data doesn't mean anything. you need to rethink the way you approach things more than anything in order to drive, innovative results to the market. We are not lacking good ideas. And you know what? I believe that we are not even lacking great ideas, but we do lack the ability of take these great ideas and put them in consumer hands in a meaningful way. And that is done by rethinking the way you approach things.